Hi, welcome to Morgan Sankofa this week. It is the second day of August, and I will be starting us off with some mindfulness cards and a candle. I wanted to show you who I will be reading from. Her name is Ashley Williams, and I will be reading her poem today. But first, let's light the candle. So here it is. And our mindfulness card out of the random pile is defining and defending. Greed arises when we think we need something in order to complete ourselves and to be happy. It could be a certain car, house, food, an academic degree, or public acclaim. It could be another person. If we can't have what we have set our heart on, we become unhappy. This is defining ourselves by material possessions, that which we can manage to get and hold on to. So this one is basically saying that we need to become aware of how we define ourselves and defend ourselves in our personal territory. And just check on this process every day, what you define as yours and what you define as others. Ash Williams was host committee chair for the 2016 Women of the World Poetry Slam in Brooklyn and a member of the 2013 Louder Arts National Poetry Slam team, featured most recently at the Super Duper Fresh in Brooklyn and the Nairobican Poets Cafe. She has led writing and performance workshops in New York, Seattle, Minneapolis, and DC. She does strategy and operations work with nonprofits. Red wine spills. I'm hovering over this rug with a hairdryer in my hand. I have finally inevitably spilled red wine on this impractically white housewarming hand-me-down from my cousin, who clearly and incorrectly thought this was a good idea. With the help of a little panic, sparkling water, and a washcloth, I am stunned by how quickly the wine washes out, how I was sure this mistake would find me every day with its gaping mouth reminding me of my own propensity for failure, and yet here I am with this clean slate. This rug is made of fur, which means it died to be here. It reminds me of my own survival and everyone who has taught me to shake loose the shadow of death. I think of inheritance, how this rug was passed on to me through blood, how this animal gave its blood so that I may receive the gift of its death and be grateful for it. I think our inability to control our stories of origin, how history does not wash away with water and a good scrub. I think of evolution, what it means to make it through this world with your skin intact, how fresh flesh is fragile, but makes a needle and thread of itself when necessary. I think of all that I have inherited, all of the bodies buried for me to be here and stay here, how I was born with grief and gratitude in my bones. And I think of legacy, how I come from a long line of sorcerers who make good work of building joy from absolutely nothing. And what can I do with that but pour another glass, thank the stars for this sorceress' blood, and keep pressing forward? And she wrote this poem because a typically benign experience became a standout moment in my day. Liquid spills all the time, but there was something about this one, the of course moment, when I knocked the glass over, the wave of negative self-thought that rolled in when it happened, the utter relief I felt once the stain disappeared. It stuck with me in an almost disturbing way, and I wanted to explore that. Ash Williams. I just wanted to tell you that I subscribe to Poem a Day at poets.org. I don't know if you can see that, but it's an easy way to get new poems sent to your inbox every single day and to just expose yourself. I like to read a poem often throughout the week, and like if something sticks out to me, like that one, I want to read it to you guys because so many people are publishing, and sometimes it's like it's overload. So it's like just picking out um, different people and sharing them. I think is really important to get the messages out to more people. So my action step today is to buy a book of poetry. I'm pretty sure this was probably an action step from before, but this weekend I bought Wade in the Water by Tracy K. Smith, and this is supposed to describe a portrait of America. Covers 250 years of the American experience, and just examples of the titles are Watershed, Ash, Urban Youth, A Man's World, Realm of Shades. So I know this is going to be good. I'm probably going to read this one for my next video. And so buy a book of poems or find one, and that's what I encourage you to do this week. You know, I think it is an act of like a political act to read poetry and women's poetry and women of color's work, because a lot of the people that write are people that's voices are trying to be silenced, and it's just important that instead of keeping them silent, that you read them and you not study them, but just keep them in a compartment of your mind. I think it's very important. So with that being said, I will blow out our candle and have a great week.